Welcome to Viva La Visionary, the podcast that celebrates the innovative ideas and mindsets of entrepreneurs and visionaries. Join your host, Coach Bob Schittefeld, as he dives into inspiring stories and practical insights from trailblazers who are changing the game. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned leader, this show is your source for motivation and creativity. Let's embark on this exciting journey together.
Hi there, Coach Bob here, host of Viva La Visionary, a podcast for visionaries, with visionaries, to visionaries, from visionaries. Excited to have Grandi Washington with me today. Grandi, how are you?
I am wonderful, wonderful. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It looks like you're a reader.
Readable, yes.
Right. I love having books even around me. I feel like I soak in the energy and the magic of books. Love books.
Yes.
So so I like to start really slow and easy. So my first question for you, Grandi, is why are you on this planet? What's your purpose? I like to start small.
Start small. Why am I on this planet? Oh, to help people shine.
Nice. Very good. We need more of that. I appreciate that. Very cool. And so what do you do? What is your business? What do you do?
So I am a visionary, yay, of the Inspire team. And we help people with assessment overload. So everybody's taken all of the assessments and whatever's popular at the time, and I actually last year got certified, and now I think I'm up to 10 different ones.
Wow.
So people bring me their data and I put them all together and show them how to communicate, not just communicate, but understand each other. Because once you understand yourself and what makes you tick, turns you on, turns you off, gets you listening, gets you not, then you understand the rest of your team or your husband or wife or anyone that you come into contact with. And when people understand each other, they're able to work in their genius and then they shine.
Right. No, I love that. I'm a big fan of tools, and I love that you recognize that are helping people with overload, because there are so many. But I love the different tools to help me learn myself. And as you already said, as I know me and how I communicate, and then I know you, then I can communicate much more effectively. I've done a lot of the tools. A couple of my favorite have been Colby and Working Genius. And I just look at it, those are data points of who I am. It's not who I am. But and I've gone through this with almost all the tools with my wife as well, because we've worked together and it has helped our marriage. I mean, I'm a low fact find, low follow through, high quick start in Colby. And my wife is like, why do you always wait till the last minute? It's like, that's who I am. And it's not an excuse, but it is kind of who I am. And then Working Genius has helped us a lot. And there's so many out there. But yeah, it's and then even with my teams, being a 9 quick start, we've had Colby come in years ago, and they said, so Amy, does Bob ever come in to brainstorm? And I'm like, why can't I? But then I learned she was high fact find, high follow through. And it's like, if I interrupt her when she's in something, it just throws her for a loop. And I'm like, so I can't come brainstorm? It's like, well, no, just ask to say, hey, I'd like to have 15 minutes to brainstorm. You don't have to take anything with you or to do, but when would that work? And it's usually 15 minutes later or an hour later. I'm like, well, why couldn't we do it now? But that was a data point about her and me. And then they flipped it and said, Bob, does Amy ever give you a 35-page report to look at? And I'm like, yeah. And they say, do you look at it? I'm like, no. So no, I love what you're doing. And it's much needed, because it's all about the human relationships and knowing each other. I love that. Good for you.
Yeah, it really is. You can
go ahead.
Make sure you say last minute magic is a thing.
Oh, I like that. Okay, there's my aha for the day.
It's last minute magic. Magic happens in that last minute. My quick start is an 8. So, yeah.
No, thank you for that. And what I learned from my high quick start is I like to, let's say I'm doing a talk in a month. So I'll spend an hour right now. What is it going to look like? Okay, I kind of got it. Then I blow it off to the last minute. Now, again, which is fine, as long as what I've learned is to then book time, 2 days before and 1 day before, where I can actually tap into that last minute magic.
See, and now you know you are so not alone. That's exactly how I do it. Yeah.
Love it. Love
I'm
it.
telling you. Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, and one other thing about all the tools, I was an implementer, EOS implementer for 10
Oh,
years. And one of the things that we talk about is to do team building, to do something every quarter with at least
yeah.
the leadership team. And I love to recommend to once or twice a year use one of these tools, either for the leadership team or the whole company, because then we're investing in them. They're starting to figure themselves out. You're going to be more effective and efficient. So I love that you're teaching people how to use them.
Yeah. It gives them like the whole facet, like the whole person when you get more than one in there. And it's really cool to see. And a lot of people think, oh, the assessment is the end all be all. It's not, it's the starting point. It gets
Right.
you out of the box that you think you're in, and then you can
Yeah.
unpack and see. Yeah, not the end. It's the
All
beginning.
right. I love it. And so when did you realize you were a visionary?
I mean, if I really think about it and I'm honest with myself, probably. I've always just had a lot of ideas, and the difference is that now I have the courage to bring them out.
Nice.
And before I didn't. I now work through the fear of it, and now I'm like, oh, well, this might be a stupid idea, but okay.
Right.
But yeah, I've always been really creative and had different ideas. I mean, I love to paint, I love to dance, I'm a tap dancer, I love to do 100 million things at once. Yeah. So I think it's just always been a part of me.
Right.
Like some people are integrators and they're fantastic and amazing and we need them.
Yes. Yes.
I'm more visionary. I'm like at 96, 86 on the crystallizer, so.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's interesting. Yeah. A lot of people that I interview that are visionaries say that they always, not always, but often felt like they didn't fit in and were different. And yes, and then when the term of visionary was applied to who we are, it's like, oh, that's interesting. And again, with a lot of the tools that speaks to me, like, yeah, so isn't everyone like this? And it's like, no, we're all different. And yeah, for me to get over the guilt and, as you said, have the courage to be me and have a place to share it with an integrator and not blow up my team. I don't know if you're dramatic at all. I know most visionaries is like, this is the greatest day ever. Oh my God, we're so screwed. It's like we're drama queens. And again, it is magic who we are. Now, again, to know who we are and know when to share it makes a difference. Because we can pump people up and we can blow people up. I totally get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what, in your opinion and experience, what's the role of the visionary? Like, how we list out the roles and responsibility, because I know a lot of people don't understand the role of visionary, including a lot of us visionaries. So how would you define a couple of the roles for what we are, who we are, what we need to be providing to our team and to our world, even our families?
I love questions like this because I always laugh a little bit and think they're trick questions, because my answer is there is no right answer for this. It really depends on the situation and the dream that you're building.
Right.
So it is big picture, big vision, big dreams. For me specifically, it is come up with the ideas and start the process and then run away. Because I'm really good at coming up with the ideas and doing them, but then keeping them going is just, I'm already on to something else.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that.
Motivating the team, but that's my galvanizing enablement working genius right there.
Right.
So yeah,
Well, I appreciate what you're saying, the roles. And then again, I think a key for a lot of us visionaries, like I am not integrator at all. I hate it. And so, like you said, I'm so grateful for integrators. And you have to get the right fit of an integrator. But again, so I have all these ideas. So to use the working genius term is discernment, that somebody can be like, bring it, Bob, let's talk. And it's like, oh, wow, it doesn't mean we're going to do them all. But then for that person to help me to discern, to say, is that today? Is that this quarter? Is that next quarter? Does it even make sense? Because I don't have a lot of discernment. I'm like, well, let's go try it. But if I have a safe space to share it out loud, I've learned to discern more when I hear myself say it, as opposed to it being just chatter in my head.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So what's one thing you've learned as a visionary that has helped to catapult you to the next level, either personally or professional, to say, boy, when I started this or stopped that, that made my life much more productive and fun. So what's one tip that you could share?
Okay, I'm gonna go really stereotypical here. Go to Disney because I have really worked on knowing when I'm productive, when I'm not, and when like I've hit that wall and to stop. So when I'm working in my zone and in my genius, I can work 14 hours and it's great, fantastic, and I get all this stuff done. Or I can work 4 hours and get all this stuff done and be done. Other times I can work those long days and I'm getting nothing done. So now I can identify when I'm hitting a wall. And like my husband will say, okay, let's go to Disney for like 3 rides and leave. And I'm like, yes. And so it's the reset of,
Huh.
walking away. And that usually turns into a semi clarity break because ideas pop in my head when I do that because I've freed up my brain.
Huh.
I'm trying to work against my grain, nod to Colby there, and
Right.
really just focusing on where I am in the moment. So
Hmm.
that's helped a lot. Just that recognition of where am I right now and where can I do the most good. So
Oh, I love that. I used to think, coming from my dad's generation, that the more I work, then the more productive I am. So yeah, it's like I can't stop after only working 2 hours because what am I doing? But I love what you're saying is to if it's not flowing, take a break, man. And that I never really thought about. I schedule clarity breaks because
yeah,
I don't want to miss them.
right.
And usually it's the first thing Monday morning to start my week. But if I hit a wall, take a clarity break. I love that. So an unscheduled clarity break, and again, a clarity break is just basically no phone, no computer, either at a whiteboard at Disney, but just yeah, for me it's hiking and
Yeah,
just getting out, and it's just like wow, I just came up with $1 million idea, and that came to me, right? So to get out of the shit.
yeah. Just get out of it, and but know when to get out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I appreciate that because my most effective time is usually 6 a.m. till about 11. So
Oh,
unless I have something specifically in the afternoon, I'm getting over the guilt of saying it's 11 and I'm done. It's like, and I used to think my team would be like, well, why isn't he working? They're like, dude, go leave. We'd rather have you not here all the time.
yeah.
So yeah, so getting over that guilt is huge.
Oh,
So even today, I've got another call, and then I'm going to go walk with my wife and my dog, and love it, and not feel guilty about it. All right, love it.
excellent.
Cool.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with stopping when you need to stop. And I mean, you can be productive in 2 hours.
Right. And I find a lot of visionaries say, well, as soon as I put 10 million in the bank or as soon as I sell my business, then I'm going to show up. And my whole thing is, you know what? I can be a very effective and productive visionary, might be
Mhm.
4 hours in a week. So to be available to my team when they need me, but to
Yeah,
let them do their thing. And then I'm not micromanaging because I'm not a good manager and really not a good micromanager.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, and then what's one thing that you're working on now? It may be keeping you up at night. It may not be a bad thing, but something that you're working on that not that you're stuck with, but what's something that as a visionary now you're working on professionally or personally?
I'm always working on that. Shut off your brain. That's very difficult. I wake up at night with like, oh, I can do this, or oh, I should do that, or oh, did that
Huh,
get done? Um, so it is a lot of just knowing it. I'm constantly go, 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 go. It's who
right.
I am. Drives people nuts.
Right.
Sometimes, but so knowing when to shut that off. First off, being okay with it because
Right.
that's who I am, and I'm great, and I welcome it. But also knowing my audience and knowing when to step it back a little bit so that my message can get through.
Right.
Um, and then yeah, just being able to like it's okay to take a day off. It is okay to
Right.
go do something else. That's okay. Like you said, the guilt, it no matter how much I practice it, because it is a practice, it's still, am I sure I'm able to do this? Am I sure it's okay? Yes,
Right.
Grandi, fine.
Right.
Better than fine. Yeah.
No, I love that. And so I'm still learning to shut off my brain. As you know, my book is Unscatter the Chatter, and we wrote that for me.
Loved it.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate that. And I don't know if I can ever shut it off, but I can be a part of the conversation, shift the conversation. And I love in the book, I think it's Untethered Soul, where he said, the ego it never shuts up, and it talks from both sides. You should do this, you shouldn't do that. And so, like, why would I take advice from it? But I think what he said is, I can't turn it off, but to be okay with it. And you mentioned that earlier, he says something like, I'll just invite my ego over for tea, and kind of make peace with it, because it is trying to help me. But a lot of the help is, wait, if I'm actually vulnerable with Grandi, she may make fun of me or laugh at me or think less of me. It's like, that's the chatter up here. So I think to shift the conversation from an am I and a questioning to an I am has helped me a lot. And then another thing is, I wake up at least once in the middle of the night where it's like my brain is going, and I used to get mad because I'm like, oh, I only have 2 hours left to sleep and I got a big day. What I've learned to say is, okay, A, I'm awake, and B, use it. So then I'm like, all right, a message must be coming through. So I will get up and even take some notes and kind of work through it. And then usually, if at least I have 2 hours left, then often I'll doze back to sleep, because it did help to quiet the mind a little bit. So yeah, just to it is what it is, because I get great ideas and messages at 3 a.m. And I think that, and then I wake up and I'm like, nah, that was kind of stupid, but but it may not have been. And that's why I love even doing the early morning, like at 6 a.m., because then I feel like, I don't know if it's kind of the veil has been lifted for messages to come through. But then I'll do an audio before I forget, and even send it to my team, just to say, hey, I thought of these couple things. You don't have to act on it. But then, rather than me filtering it to say, oh, that was a stupid idea, maybe it wasn't. So that's a few things I've learned to quiet the mind a little bit.
The other is, I call her Susie Sabotage. That's my name. And she likes to talk a lot, so I just tell her to shut up. But Angie and Ruthie have both told me, Grandi, get out of your story. And so repeat that, get out of your story. We all are in our story all the time. Everybody I talk to, I see that.
Right.
So that's something that, as you were saying that, I was like, oh yeah, I work on that by the hour.
Right. So what if you considered the possibility of renaming that voice to a positive one? Because it is trying to help. I'm just a thought. I just know that when I put negative thought, because that is perceptually a negative thought, but it could be beautiful Betty or whatever. I mean, that's trying to help you. I don't know. It's just a thought.
No, I'm going to think about that, because I kept her negative name so I could be aware of it.
Got it. But maybe you shifted that.
And so maybe I can just help her be a nicer person.
Well, and that's, so if you made a comment, and again, like the 4 elements or the 4 agreements with Daniel Miguel Ruiz, one of the things is to not take things personally. So if you say something and it might be the tone or just an old story in my head, well, then I can be like, oh, well, Grandi's, she's not very nice. It's like, so I'm learning to have less judgment and to put out good vibes, even to someone who is really negative, when someone might not even be negative. So even with that voice, and again, that's where I'm really settling in with making friends with it, and it's truly trying to help me. So it's like, so to shift that to, so I'm gonna name mine. That's interesting, because I've never named it, because I don't like to go with the negative. So anyways, that was just a thought.
I'm gonna come up with a new name now. Thank you.
All right, let me know what the new name is. I'm excited about it. Very cool. So I have one more question before I go there. Do you have anything else to share with visionaries, to ask me questions? Anything else? Got a free moment here?
A free moment. I mean, they should just all be part of the Visionary Forum, and you didn't say that.
All right, I owe you $50. No.
No, I am very grateful for that. It's helped me a lot. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's and I love that, because again, Gino and EOS helped me to understand that I am a great leader. I'm just a different leader than a lot of people. So to not compare myself, and then to set that process in place and get the right people, it's changed my world and my life. And ultimately, to have a space, because there really wasn't one that I found one. So that's where we created the Visionary Forum, where it's a community of other, like, not even like minded, but like acting people, where it's like, okay, A, either I'm not crazy, or B, I'm crazy, and so are other people, and it's okay.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, nobody does what you do in the way you do it as well as you do it. And
Right.
this is like the place to see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody has a gift. Everybody has something that they're amazing at and need to share with the world. And if we can all just work together, see what makes everybody shine, and then help each other do that. You've got my disco ball theory. Like, if once you pick up all of those pieces of shattered glass and put them together into something that's absolutely beautiful, and it shines, then it shines on everything around it and below it. So it helps
Right.
itself and everyone else shine. And that's the goal. That's really the goal in life, I think.
I love that. And that, to me, what comes up for me is to be working on the business, or not even working, being on the business instead of in it. Because when I'm in it, I'm a mess and no one wants to be around me. So again, to elevate, be me, and again, to celebrate my uniqueness, is because, again, I kind of used to hide it. It's like, well, here's how I'm supposed to show up. It's like, no, especially now. I think, a lot of people say this is it's a terrible time. There's so much divisiveness, and there is. But I believe we've hit the ceiling of complexity as a society. So who better to revolutionize that than us visionaries? And that's to elevate ourselves. You're elevating me, and then literally, energetically, we're elevating the rest of the world. And so I think this is the greatest time ever to be alive. I know there's a lot of issues, but I think with more of us doing this in our businesses and then in our communities, I believe we're going to leave this place for even greater for our kids and our grandkids. Yeah, I know you can. I don't have grandkids. I know you can. So to speak to that. Do you really? Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, but what you just said is people being seen, heard, feeling not just welcome, but wanted, because there's a difference. So if we can do that in this world, we're succeeding.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, my last question is our rally cry for the Visionary Forum, and the name of this podcast is Viva La Visionary. What does Viva La Visionary mean to you, Grandi?
Finally living the life you're supposed to.
I love that, because it is finally. It's like, it doesn't have to be that hard.
Just be who you are, and then be happy with that. Like, be joyful.
Right. Love it.
Celebrate yourself and others. That's what I see with that, and that's what I feel with it. So
I love it. All right. Well, Grandi, thank you so much for your time and your wisdom, and we will connect again soon.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to Viva La Visionary. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and found inspiration in our guest stories. If you loved what you heard, please subscribe, rate, and share the podcast with fellow dreamers and doers. Join us next time as we continue to explore the limitless possibilities of visionary thinking. Until then, keep dreaming big and taking action. Your vision matters.